So every planner did not earn a permanent spot in 2026. So let's talk about who's staying, who's going, who's on probation, and who's auditioning.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my 2026 planner lineup. Now, I don't work for planners or journals. They have to work for me, or else they're going to be fired. So I can't let a planner stress me if it doesn't belong, if it doesn't bring me peace, if it's not bringing joy, organization, bringing money, all the good stuff. You just got to go. So let's take a look at what we got. All right, so this first planner is my faith planner. When I started out the year, this was supposed to be called my war binder. And to be 100% honest, I feel as if I did not come to this planner the way I really wanted to. I, for the most part, in 2025, have used this planner more like just a scripture writing kind of thing, and not coming to it in prayer, not coming to it, to study the Bible the way I really wanted to. So all I pretty much did throughout the months in this planner was scripture, right? And I feel as if I could have done a whole lot more in here. So I do have some changes coming up for 2026 as to how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to leave the planner, exactly the way it is. The inserts inside are the Live Love Posh quad layout, and I do already have that for 2026. But I'm also going to be including this Live Love Posh faith inserts. And I feel called to use these faith inserts because this was actually sent to me by accident at some point in 2025. And I felt like it was God talking to me. Like, girl, I need you in this war binder for war. So it does have some things for Bible study, which I am going to be putting inside of this planner and using, and also setting up things just so I can really get in the Word a little bit more. I got a little bit frustrated with myself, now that I'm looking at the end of the year, because I feel as if although I was inside of my faith planner doing my scripture writing, I was reading the Word a lot more. I got a little bit upset with myself in terms of not opening my actual Bible and, going through the different versions and seeing what's different, in terms of like the words used from one version to the next, what's left out, what's still in. And I need that. So I am going to be revamping this war binder, because we're still going to call it a war binder. It's ready for war. I even had like scriptures in here for like different things, and I didn't use it to its full potential, and I do plan on using it to its full potential in 2026. So my faith planner, can't get it right now, but this is going to be my Franken planner, where I'll be using Caliber plan dashboards and all the good stuff with my Live Love Posh faith inserts, as well as the quad layout for my scripture writing. So that is my faith planner. Next is going to be my catch-all planner, and I'm doing this in the order that I set up my planner. So in case you're wondering how I even use all of these planners, I do have videos on my channel where I show how I Franken plan a planner for the month, putting all of these planners together. Now, this next planner is not going to stay the way it is either. This is going to be my catch-all planner, and this is the planner where I felt like I had a lot of fun in here, and I was so productive in here. This is the Happy Planner checklist layout, and I absolutely love it. All of my planners, for the most part, are in a classic size. They are that way because I realized I needed one size, functionally to work for me. I couldn't have, different sizes and all that stuff. It just did not work for me. And my planners are all disc bound. That was also really important in order for me to function in all the planners. So we have this checklist layout from the Happy Planner. I absolutely love decorating it. I absolutely love using it. I've been more productive in it. The one thing I would say for 2026 that I want to be better in my planner about is trackers. So I wasn't tracking much, and I felt like I wanted to see more of what my life really looked like in 2026, like across 2026. And I kind of missed that point in my 2025. So I think trackers is just something that I really need to include a little bit more in this planner. And I am going to be good. But this planner is definitely in for 2026. Now, this baby here was purchased more for her looks, but what's on the inside also does matter. This planner, another happy planner, this is a vertical layout. This planner is going to be my social media planner. I'll be using the cover for my catch-all when I do set that up. But I just use a regular vertical for everything Jasmine plans. So that includes how I'm doing on social media, include how I'm doing on my Etsy shop, and it also includes whatever bright ideas just come up into my brain. And this is one planner where I can say, flipping through 2025, I saw my growth. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for the growth that you have encouraged, in me. And cheers to 2026 and, even more growth. So with that being said, I think now is a good time to talk about who won that giveaway from my last video. And if this is working the way it's supposed to work up in my head, the person is going to pop up on the screen right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for commenting what were your goals for 2026. And reach out to me via Instagram or send me an email and I will get all those goodies sent to you. And thank you again. Thank you to everyone who has commented on that last video as well, because I was starting to get a bit overwhelmed as to how I was even going to be able to do the giveaway. But I thought I was going to go viral or something, but that did not happen. However, really, thank you guys. The giveaways do happen on my channel. I do have one more that will be coming up. But in order to enter a giveaway, you got to make sure that you are watching pretty much almost the entire video. So back to the planner lineup. All right, so that was my social media planner. This next planner is bringing new girl energy. This planner is a Caliber Plan budget planner. This I am really hoping is going to work. And the reason why I'm really hoping it's going to work, because I've always felt like finding budgeting inserts and things, it just felt like it wasn't you. And flipping through this planner, I can tell Caliber Plan's growth and knowing things about budgets and what to include, what not to include. And I don't have to use everything in here. I think I've passed the point of trying to make things work just because they're there. So this beauty, take control of your money before it takes control of you. I'm just going to do a quick flip through of it. I don't know if I did before, but I could be writing down my annual goals, all that good stuff, my yearly recurring expenses. I can change things up to how I really want to use it. Not really sure if and how I will use this bill tracker. I think I mainly want to track my bills and things on my monthly, because that has already been working for me, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. So I'll go through setting this up more than likely, probably off camera. I don't think I'll be doing much of a debt tracking thing in here. And maybe this planner will help me, look into how I'm doing in terms of retirement savings now. All right, so I already know I'm not using this page. I am a zero-based budgeter, so I will continue to use what I'm using. So I'm going to Franken plan some of my own things in here. I did really want this monthly. I'm not exactly sure if I will even be using the weekly budget, but they're just, I don't know. We're gonna try something out here. So I'm hoping she does not stress me out. She is new. She is on probation, and she is gonna prove herself. We'll check after the first quarter or two to see if this is going to stay, if I'm just gonna really go back. And the reason when I wanted this planner, because it was cute and it had money dashboards and affirmations and all that other good stuff. But I also have some other things that I do Frankenplan into what's going to make a budget planner for me. So that's going to be things like my cash planning sheets, my cash unstuffing sheets, because I am doing that a little more as I got 2025 kind of under control budget wise in terms of how I wanted to really work with my money. So wish me luck on this one, guys. That will be my budget planner for 2026. And then we have my work planner. And typically when I set up my Franken planner, in between, there is like a fitness planner that is there. It is some inserts from Live Love Posh. I don't have it with me right now. In December, I haven't been in it. I started off the month of December sick. So that kind of took some of like the fitness plans, out of, how I actually planned it, which is what happens with plans a lot. But there is a fitness like insert that I do use. It's not going to go throughout the entire 2026, but we are going to have a plan for it. And if anything, it'll probably just end up in my catch-all section. So this next planner, this is my teacher planner. This teacher planner is from the Happy Planner, and it is a teacher layout. I have a video of me like putting this planner together because it was a custom planner. I believe it was a custom planner. And then there's also a video where I did, decorate like my monthlies for this planner. And I did have videos on my channel showing that. I have been debating if I want to even continue to try to edit a video where from January to June, I had decorated like the monthlies of this video. So I think I'm just going to flip through and show it to you guys. I might just scrap that video as a whole. I really did enjoy doing all of these monthlies, but it's really a lot when it comes to trying to like edit them down. I did use Martina sticker code for every single month, and I really enjoyed doing that. And the dolls are from various different, like stationery companies, planner companies, whether it was Kira Silas, which is no longer open, or even like Stick with Katie or Verse Planning or the Cuteness Boutique. Dolls came from everywhere inside of this planner. So that was the flip through of just like my monthlies. I didn't explain how I even use like my weeklies. So this is like the first week of school when we were coming back, and I had to just write down what needs to be done. And that's pretty much what gets written down in here. Really what needs to be done in order for me to have a successful lesson, in order for me to have a successful week where my parents know what is going on, just whatever I need to be successful. So to be successful for the first day of school, I needed to make sure I had parent letters printed out. I need to make sure I printed out my students' fluency passages. Our grammar sheets needed to be copied and printed. I needed to make sure I created a knowledge map for our module unit. I needed to make sure I took out all of the anchor charts that went with our unit. I needed to make sure my vocabulary cards were in the correct order for the lessons, so that way I could just pull them and go. Making sure I had everything for each of the lessons, making sure I did things for like parent engagement, and I continue to do that. All of my scripts in here are from Martina's Sticker Co., and I do plan on using Martina's Sticker Co. like all next year in terms of like scripts. I just love her handwriting. Just the little things, that are going on. No, I wasn't testing a board. This is beginning of year testing. Students did like a map testing. We had to continue that for like more than one day. So I try to also include things in here that takes me off of my pacing map, because everyone who's not in a classroom thinks that they know how long it takes for everything to get done and not realize how fast kids actually move. But I don't want to go on that rant. But this is my teacher planner that will still be used in 2026. Now, I do also have some things that are not planners, and these are journals. And I'm excited about this part of 2026 as well. All right, so I have 3 journals that are going to be going into 2026. You have seen this journal plenty of times, and it's almost done, but not quite done yet. So I haven't planned on these pages for like the last, I've been, playing around with like Dutch doors and things like that. I thought about having a planner for just decorating pages like these and not necessarily writing in it. Maybe if I do that, I will take it into 2027 and then write in it. I haven't 100% made up my mind on that because I have things just to decorate. So before this is up, I made sure that I have planned to use this beauty right here. She has literally been like decorating a couch, a chair in my living room, and I just felt like she went with it. She's been the vibe in my living room. So I want to put her to use. This is a dot grid journal. The company that did create this is no longer in business, but look at this. Like, the pages are just plain dot grid. Does have, the string that we need to hold our paper inside of it. But I'm going to continue to use this beauty as my journal. My journal, I have learned not to make it a thing where I'm going to commit to it every day. In the beginning of 2025, that stressed me out. I started the year, it felt good. I was in my journaling era. But then I felt the need that when I fell behind a day or two, I had to go back and fill in the day because I had put the date on the page. And that literally drove me crazy. So now I just decorate my pages. I have prompts that I go back and look at, not every single day. And I go ahead and I fill out my journal. And that has worked for me in 2025. So I'm going to continue with that in 2026 with this journal. I don't know why I got it like out of the frame. And then if you remember this bad boy, I fell off of this one as well. This was my actual reading journal. And at first I thought about just quitting the whole reading journal thing for 2026. But then I looked at what the goal I set was, and I am proud of myself. So this is my reading journal. I am going to make a new page for 2026. But in 2025, I had a goal to read 25 books in 2025. And I think I can make it go up one for 2026. What is one more book? I did not read 25 books. However, if I am counting accurately, I have read 21 books. And I didn't realize that. I literally opened this, thought it was just 17. And when I really counted through what I've done, I've read books. I wasn't the greatest with filling out, coloring in my books here. I do have a TBR list, kind of, sort of. But I got to check to see if I still even want to read those books. I didn't do well with, tracking, the log and all that other stuff. Maybe some of these things will change out in 2026. But for the most part, I am going to be using this. I'll go back, because I do have all of the books that even were on my TBR list printed with some sticker paper. And I'll go back and see if I can fill in any more of these. This challenge was pretty fun. I may try to read a funny book before 2025 ends. I do have about a week off before I have to return to work, between the end of the year, start of the new year. So I think I'm going to try to read a funny book so that way I can complete my book bingo. But I stopped this in July, I realized. And I don't know why I really never picked it up. I remember waiting for this book to come out, and I set up my page, and I probably was in the process of reading this book. And these were this was a series. So it was 3 amazing books by Kennedy Ryan, by the way. And I still want to go in and fill them out, but I don't want to stress myself with going back to do anything. So I might just be looking ahead to 2026 and just creating a new cover page for 2026 and continuing in this journal with the same goal. So that is my reading journal that I'm going to also bring into 2026. All right, and then last here, I have the fun part of my planner journey, which everyone may not agree with. However, this is for me. These two planners, technically, I had these in 2025. They did not get used, but they got decorated. And I really enjoyed decorating this skinny classic from the Happy Planner. This is, I want to say they call it like a horizontal layout. I absolutely love just decorating these pages and just looking at pages where, you know, nothing functional is really written, you know, into it. But I like just decorating it. And then I have this skinny classic. Now, although I do like decorating this skinny classic, it's really fun to decorate this planner. I want to try using this as an on-the-go planner. I do take my planner with me everywhere. Well, almost everywhere. I'm getting a little better about not everywhere. But it at least goes to, like, when I go to my family's house, I'm just, you know, I'm going to be there to relax. It goes with me there. It's with me at home. It's with me at work. Of course, if I'm, you know, going or hang out with my friends, I don't have my planner with me. But I would like to have this little thing with me, like in my purse. I, you know, wouldn't mind that. So I do want to give this a hand at being an on-the-go planner, but literally with no pressure, because I just like decorating this and I just like decorating this. And you guys may be thinking, girl, you got way more than enough planners to decorate. Yes, I do. And I also decorate a planner for one of my coworkers because it's just how my brain works. It's just literally what brings me a little bit of peace in all the chaos that, you know, can go on at work, in the world, in your personal life, whatever. So that, my dearest, is my 2026 planner lineup. I do plan on having videos of, you know, either setting up the planner or even just flipping through what the finished product of the planner looks like, getting ready for 2026. I don't want to stress myself to just do something for the camera. So if this video has helped you decide what your official planner lineup is going to be, or just let me know what's in your planner lineup down below in the comments. I really do enjoy talking to you guys in the comment section down below. And I'm excited to pretty much know what everyone is going to be using. So until next time, happy planning. Bye.